my background is in scaling businesses. In the last 3 years, I have helped probably well over 40 companies scale from 6 to 7 and 7 to multiple 7 figures. And currently, I have um, 4 different companies with different teams on each one of them. And the only way that I'm able to manage the amount of companies that I do is through delegation, right? So I wanted to just kind of give you guys a foundational crash course, not just on delegation, but really on leadership and really understanding what does it look like for you to really start building your teams, the philosophy on how to really look at your relationship with your teams and the organizations that you're building, so that you can really step into different levels of leadership as you continue to grow. And you start to realize, hey, how do I build a better relationship, not just with my VA, but with really how I'm showing up to the organization and how I'm showing up to that leadership. So currently I have probably just over 20 people on one team, just under 10 on another team. And then just almost another 20 folks on another team. So overall, we have probably like 50, almost 60 people inside of our universe here. And I do not talk to all of them. So that's a different conversation for another day, but that is a little bit about myself. And the reason why we started the VA agency, for those of you, because obviously all of you guys are clients, because our mission is to just help more and more entrepreneurs spend less time doing the things that they shouldn't be doing and more time in alignment to their purpose, more time in alignment to really being able to show up in greater service and really helping the entrepreneur move closer and closer to their zone of genius. So, one metric that I love looking at is, how many hours have we really saved our entrepreneurs, because you guys are now delegating to your VAs. And that's really what we want to happen even more, right? So that you're stepping more into your zone of genius, more into service and more. And because you're able to show up in more in service to yourself, you're really able to show up more in service to the community and to the world at large. And that's really why we're here. So first off, the way I want to, the most important thing when I look at organizations and entrepreneurs and really what they're focused on is really in 3 key areas. And those areas are you and your relationship to yourself, you and your relationship to others or your team, and you and your relationship to your work, or in this case, the organization. And whenever you don't have all of these 3 things considered, then you start to really miss out on, and you start to really see what are the issues that you'll run into as an organization. And some of you guys may experience this working inside of other organizations, and some of you might have experienced some parts of this now, right? So, what truly happens when you are really leading yourself and you're leading the team, but the team doesn't not necessarily know what's the mission and vision that we're really aligned to, right? What are we really doing all this work for? And this, some of you might have heard as, what's truly the biggest why for why the organization exists. And when the organization doesn't have a mission, and when the people don't understand why they're in the organization, then what you start sensing, what you start seeing is a sense of purposelessness, and people are feeling purposeless inside the actual organization itself, right? And when you're starting to say, hey, you know what? Well, the team feels like they're very much taken care of, and the organization very much knows what we're doing. But you yourself are not taken care of in the business, and you are putting yourself last. This is how a lot of entrepreneurs lead to burnout, right? And another way that you'll see this is a lot of entrepreneurs will, pay everyone on the team and not pay themselves. The entrepreneur will be working way more hours and making sure that everyone else is taken care of except them. And this is a natural recipe for burnout, right? And then finally, you're super clear on the mission of the organization, you're feeling super aligned, and the team is not necessarily aligned, and the team is not taken care of, this is really and truly when you get abandonment, right? Where you start to really have people starting to leave the organization, right? So it's really important to have everyone super clear on why the organization exists, how the team fits into all of that, and then how you yourself fit into all that as well. And my belief is that when all these 3 things intersect, then you're really able to start looking at what's the legendary legacy, or what's the legacy that you get to build as an entrepreneur with the company that you build.